it's not too wrong. The way you make me soften from time to time. So is it only me falling?
Outside of like just just rampant, abhorrent racism, I could have been okay in the 60s.
Where you gonna live is the question.
Oh no, like with the racism, it all sucks. But I'm saying like with this here, the vibes that this provides,
absolutely.
This is very 60s. Is if I could just in the parallel universe where white folks didn't start acting like themselves, you could have lived anywhere, man. This is when I just feel like this was one of those eras. Like I'm not knocking New York now, but like this was one of those eras when niggas had the Big Apple.
Yeah.
I'd have fucked with the Big Apple in this era. Yeah, this
60s and 70s.
That shit was fucking.
80s was drug era, so everybody.
I don't do no cocaine. But you know what? It was still fun. I think that was fun. The way they was acting, you didn't even need no drugs. They seemed like it was turned just period.
Yeah, that's because everybody's food was natural and their testosterone levels were where they needed to be. The estrogen levels were where they needed to be.
Them steaks went cow cut to your plate with no bullshit in between.
Yeah.
So
as for now, our steaks are. I don't know what our steaks are.
Steak built like Ronnie Coleman. Steak big as hell.
I'm about to say competition, Ronnie, or
absolutely
old decrepit. I won't say he's decrepit, but
shit, it's a cow out there with a fucking fused spine. Yeah, it's a fused. Yeah,
it's fused because it was lab grown.
Yeah, it's a fused spine cow, and they feeding it to us. Yeah, and you go in there and you get them fucking, that 24 pack, and it's on sale. Shit got that bullshit in it. Got that it's not super soldier. It's that something else soldier serum.
That homegrown.
Yeah.
Something you can literally grow in your home.
Too lazy to fade it out, guys. But it was good. Go get you some.
Yeah.
What's brother's name? Cinnamon Gum. That's I think it's I don't know if this is a dude or a band.
I feel like I've listened to some of their shit before.
Mm-hmm. Love is in the stereo. But go and get you something, man.
Yeah, I know. I don't know about the 60s, dog. I am a large black man. In the 60s, I probably still would have played football and been sacrificing my body for shillings.
That's valid.
And
I don't know, man, because every time I remember, when you used to watch NFL films, and it'd be the old fucking niggas had all the long sleeve shits on.
Oh yeah,
you'd be like, it was
coming decked out.
And nigga be like, Deacon Jones, he is a world-renowned defensive end, also a school teacher, advanced plutonium physicist, and an insurance salesman. You're like, this nigga's got 48 jobs. Nigga, like, what the fuck? I don't think niggas started being just professional athletes till somewhere in the them niggas had 47 jobs.
Absolutely.
Won the Super Bowl, but brushed himself off and went straight to work after.
Why? Because I was still only making $70,000 a year.
But at least that back then. You could afford a house on that salary and all that other shit that y'all be.
Houses were $10,000.
Yeah, I didn't plan to get to that part so early, but it's stupid still. In case you're wondering, in case you needed any updates,
I don't,
or whatever. Good people.
I don't. I mean, I guess the government is trying to bring the APR rates down a little bit. But that's just because it's election time.
Yeah, they doing a whole bunch of shit, boy. We'll do whatever the fuck you want once that vote get in. Niggas be like, But also, vote smart. And, organize, go to your local politicians. You know what I'm saying? I don't really plan to make this a politics episode, but, same old same. Go to your local elections, organize, have a bit of a plan of action, know what they want, what you want. We would like this. Take that to your local legislator. That's it. That's my little political minute. Boo, 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 doot.
That's all we got for you. Yeah, I mean, we'll complain and gripe about some other shit at some point, but yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's all that I've seen happen in politics. I know I'm gonna watch tomorrow because I feel like my money is on JD Vance giving me something to make fun of because the vice presidential fucking debates tomorrow, and I don't know, man. I don't know that anybody could top Trump, but if there's somebody out there, bro, I think it's JD Vance.
Anybody that wants to follow Trump enough to go to the White House behind him after the job he did the first time, definitely there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I think Buddy he's gonna give us some one-liners. Tell us about I don't know how true that is. Apparently it was just a terrible rumor on the internet. But, he could tell you about, what is the best couch. You know what I'm saying? What is the most lovable, voluptuous couch that you could,
Big comfy couch? That was a big couch.
Yeah. You could.
Or the couch that was that the Bear in the Big Blue House or whatever the fuck that show was back in the day.
JD Vance cracking the Bear in the Big Blue House's couch is nuts. And that makes it a little more insidious because, on them cartoons, the fucking furniture was alive. So that nigga just really in there like, unless it's mutual, then, then that's kind of a loving relationship. Boy, y'all would go crazy if y'all could, like if appliances was alive, like if it was like fucking Beauty and the Beast in real life, y'all would be getting freaky with the fucking appliance.
He was real life Pee Wee Herman in there.
Yeah, the freak offs would be like, how would you even apply like laws to that? Like, that would be some crazy shit. Because then you have to like respect the autonomy and like the lives of your like furniture and shit. And they would have to have these whole like fights for their rights. Like, we are beings too. And then it'd be like fucking, xenophobes. Like, I'm not respecting a fucking couch or a lamp. That's not a fucking person. And then be a lamp and his little lamp babies. And it's like, we just want to live our lives. I don't know what accent to give to a lamp. Maybe they're the accents of, would it be the accents of where they're made or what they're trying to like present as? Because if you're like made in China, but you're trying to present as like, I don't know, some fucking like some knockoff Aztec shit. Like, that's confusing.
Yeah, I mean, could you be a couch that culturally appropriates another couch's culture?
Oh shit, yeah. Couch wars in a non-pornographic way is actually nuts.
It'll be like
leather versus fucking like cashmere.
I was gonna say, like, if it's leather, since it's part animal, does it have more respect because it's coming from an actual living thing and everything else is synthetic?
And then how do vegans treat that if a living thing then created another living thing? Would leather couches or leather things then become kind of like cow offspring?
Yeah. I don't know. The appropriating another couch's culture is interesting. Like, you can be whatever. What's the living spaces? You can be a living spaces.
Living spaces.
You can be a living spaces couch set. But since you're being paid for on payment, like, you talk black because you're like, I know what it's like to be.
Is that slavery? Is living spaces now like a sovereign nation?
What about Rent-A-Center then at that point?
Oh, are they? And do they go to war? Is each Rent-A-Center like a different space, or are they all connected? Now, do you identify as a furniture, or do you identify as where you come from? I'm a Rent-A-Centerian.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, say Rent-A-Center might be like Section 8, but if I'm from living spaces because I'm being paid for in payments like Section 8 or like a Rent-A-Center, I'm trying to appropriate by acting. It's like the white girl with braids.
Damn.
Like, I know what it's like to, like, I grew up in these areas. Yes. Like, that's coming from the Rent-A-Center or Leeds furniture as opposed to the Rent-A-Center furniture.
That leaves a lot to question.
It is.
What's not up to question is that JD Vance would fuck them. So we'd either way, Rent-A-Center.
In the creases from the back, like,
in my mind, how this rumor came about, it was old. I don't know if I feel like it was like debunked, but it was funny on the internet for a while. I saw it.
I don't think it was debunked. I mean, women is masturbating by humping pillows and teddy bears, so it's possible that he was grinding on some couch.
Yeah, like wasn't it that he fucked this? Like the idea was that he fucked the seams, like the in betweens of the couch. He would
Lubed it up real nice and slid up in the
yo.
thing. I mean, you get it.
Hey,
If it's an animal skin couch, is that like being like a pig fucker, so to speak?
hey,
Like this is a lambskin couch, and I was stroking it. So is it like fucking the sheep? Like the farmer boy.
and then he really had to like crack that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he was probably that's nut. Like and as
Is it did he pull out or not?
that's another thing.
Did you leave it sticky in the creases? Of
As a partner, if you walked in on your, because he's got a wife, if you walk in and your husband cracking the couch, are you like disowning this nigga, or are you like, this is the question I'm gonna get, yeah, or are you like, oh hey, you know, a little freaky, like, do you join in, like he's having freaky time? Do you look at yourself like, oh my god, like, where is our sex life gone wrong that this nigga?
Is it still a threesome if you join in?
That's another dude. Yeah. Oh, now it's all everybody in the couch.
If it's the living couch, I think it's still a threesome.
If it's a living couch, then it's a threesome. And for some reason, I feel like if it's a living couch consensually, I feel like that makes it less weird. Because now everybody's consenting parties, and you're in a space where like items are alive. I think.
I don't know. I think it'd still be non-consenting. It's like
Damn, don't rape the couch.
like conjoined twins. One's getting frisky, and it's like, I don't want to be here, but I have no choice. Like, I don't want to be here, but you two decided to have sex on me. I thought we were just watching a movie.
Oh, have sex on the. Well, that's a thing.
Like you're having sex on me, and like as you're having sex with your partner, you're like,
damn. So what
rubbing
about
in between my folds? Like you're forcing yourself. You're forcing me into this.
That's fucking crazy, yo. Like you're ruining the fun, couch. Come on, like the fun. That's nasty. Didn't they do this shit on fucking?
Come on, couch. Like don't.
Wasn't that one of the things on the hormone shit? Somebody was fucking a thing.
I think so.
Yeah,
This couch feels so fucking good.
yeah. One of them motherfuckers was fucking his pillows.
Yeah,
But they was fucking him back though, so that was consensual. That was mutual.
Well,
that
that's
was
because in his mind, his pillow had a personality. So he was like in a relationship with his pillow, and then he was cheating on his pillow with an actual person, and then
that was a lot.
I mean, maybe that's based on a true story from your boy.
That's a good point. Everybody be knowing stuff. They be locked in.
Art imitates life.
I don't know. Oh, sorry. If you guys haven't on Netflix, it's not like they're not paying us, not promoted. But today is not anime day. Today, Twilight of the Gods is playing in the background, and like, I like all these like other depictions of things. Now, although I watched it, and I'm this is a fucking fantasy mythology space. So like shit's cool. But I don't know, man. Y'all riding the Viking shit in the ground. Like, grab something else. There's so many other cultures. That's my only thing. I'm not saying you have to stop Viking shit. I'm just saying that, like, it's like fucking 13 of y'all now that have, like, Vikinged it up. Be different.
I mean, although I enjoy it because I turn it on in the gym sometimes. There's niggas like doing whole Viking song rock albums.
Yeah, they are. They're trending up.
And that shit is like, I fucks with it.
And you know what the crazy thing about this is to me? Because there's been a couple of things that I've seen online on, algorithming. So I saved one of them the other day, but it was like, there's a page that I followed now. And it's like, I think it's like, looks like a brother and a sister. Maybe they're a couple. I don't know. But they talk about like African mythology. And then I saw this other page that was like specifically dedicated to black comics and shit like that. So black comic book characters, like, the really like out there shit, like Harriet Tubman, Vampire Hunter, like that cool type of shit. And it made me think, like, when I watch shit like this, and again, not knocking this, but it's like, from what I remember, like, they grab from fucking Viking fucking mythology. Like I want to say what's it called, the Poetic Edda or some shit like that. It's not huge. My point is, it's not huge. It's not like a big fucking giant manuscript. They kind of like put some of these stories together. You get a good overview, and then you kind of just run with some of these stories. Mm-hmm. There's enough vast shit that y'all can start making some like other stuff. Am I talking about black people shit? Absolutely, because it's cool. And from what I see on the internet, it's so much shit. It's not even like you would have to like, you could do so many fucking things. I know Disney gave it a shot, and there's been some things on there that were really well. But like, I've been watching Thor like my whole life, and I'm not saying like, you know, you got to knock it off, but like they've exhausted Thor so much to now like Thor is a complete villain. He's on this show going nuts. Like I've actually never seen a Thor use like his lightning god ability like he does on here, which is dope. They made a whole completely different story. Y'all have retold Ragnarok 50 billion times. I love God of War. Actually, favorite game. But just saying, like, you can't say that you're a great fucking storyteller, blah blah blah, and you're gonna tell me like there's no voodoo stories you could tell? No Haitian voodoo stories, Vodun stories you could tell? You can't tell no Orisha stories? Knock it off.
We got the Princess and the Frog.
And that could have been so cool because niggas are just now putting together that nigga was her son. If you listen here, you motherfuckers made me have to sit up here and give a shit about Cruella de Vil and like gave her a real backstory. That bitch tried to kill babies. She was a fucking just reckless, murderous motherfucker when I was a kid. Hated her. Big fucking bloodshot monster trying to kill babies. And now we have to give a shit about her story with her mom and like what made her who she is. Okay, cool. Where is his story? Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. I want to learn some shit. Where did you get your shit? You know, you have friends on the other side. How'd you meet them? Where'd you guys used to hang out at? I would watch that fucking movie. I'd watch that show. We now fucking Maleficent was an evil dragon murderous bitch when I was a kid. Now she's all complex and she got a whole race of people. She was done dirty. You could do that. Y'all could do that for the other. He's new. Y'all don't even have to waste no time. Get to it.
So you're asking them to not move the goalposts for women and call it straight and fair down the line?
Yeah. Yep. Get that black man a story. He deserves it. He had a rough time. And I want it to be compelling. Don't just make it some fucking loser shit. Make it cool. I want to see some magic. And
you don't want like losing Isaiah 2025.
Yeah, fuck all that. Yeah, fuck all that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like we could, you know,
the only stories we get for like black men that been through shit is like losing Isaiah, fucking Antoine Fisher. What's the one with Tiana Taylor last year? Like all of them are kind of the same situation, but it's really still focused on the mom in some capacity. Like,
yeah, I be sleeping on Antoine Fisher like that. Like them shits don't happen and
often.
I ain't trying to beat y'all up, but like it's not exactly rare. You know, like his whole his situation is unique to him, his experience, but like the whole abandonment, the whole assault
and rape,
the whole assault. I saw a clip like that the other day. And it was like it was one of these dudes and one of these podcast niggas, and I've seen him say a bunch of shit that I didn't agree with before, but he cooked on this, and he's like it was molestation. He's like, I've gone through phases of my life, and we do what men do is like, oh, I had some sex with her. He's like, no, I was molested. He's like, and as I get older now, I'm pretty staunch on saying what happened to me. I was molested, and I was like,
good for you.
Yeah, trigger warning, but yeah, again, I'm going to stand on my experience in this here field, fam. And it's a lot of stuff, a lot of unreported stuff. You know what, sometimes, like, do you ever find that to be, like, not, like, overwhelmed, like, you want to, like, fucking, like, not do this anymore? But, like, when you, like, see shit like that and, like, hear people talk, it's, like, as much as this field has come, you see how much shit is, like, nah, y'all are wrong, no disrespect, but, like, this just has not been fully fleshed out the way you guys think. Just even this particular talking point, not taking away any experience from women, because those shits are 100% true. It's not even up for debate. But how much the lens is skewed because of shit, even us, how we like view that shit, and it's like, oh, there's so many things that motherfuckers like don't even know is fucking is fucking up the operating system.
I won't say that it's exhausting. Like, my brain did that before the profession. So now with the profession, I definitely do it. But part of my ability to do that helps me do my job better. I think where it becomes a pain in the ass is in, like, the real world, so to speak.
That's fair.
You know, like, it's a benefit in this area, and in this area, it's a nuisance. I won't say it's a detriment. It's just a nuisance. And I have to navigate how I feel about the shit. Because this didn't make sense for all of these reasons here. Like, you wanted to get here, but you went over here and then came this way, when really you could have just had these three things and you'd have still got there. And it's like, nuh-uh. Why you gotta, it ain't even that serious. Like, it ain't that deep. Okay, that's whatever. And then I can do similar things in therapy, and they're like, you know what? That helped me change my life.
I like that, because it does sound like that sometimes. Like, I like that a big fucking lot of things just sound like nuh-uh. Because that do be how it sounds.
It sound like
it's
a,
like
a child is nuh-uh.
I'm validating you like a motherfucker, and I'm like, nah, that sound like a big nuh-uh. And then, like, the comparison too is like when I'm doing something simple like supervision, I'm like, there's so many fucking, it, like, I don't know, it helps put things into perspective, because I'm by no means all knowing. I like to think of myself as on this new journey, like, you know, novice-ish in the field. Because when I listen to like coworkers and like supervisors and shit, I'm like, oh damn, they can. What will take me a minute to like get to this diagnosis, they're like, oh, they've got that, and that. We're in the ballpark of boom, boom, boom. I'm like, shit. So when I see like that level, and yes, that's like an unfair comparison because they've obviously been in the field for like double-digit years, but that juxtaposed to like seeing motherfuckers just talk casually, I'm like, oh fuck, bro, this shit is like, it's not over with, it's not the end of the world, but it just be like, whew.
Yeah, no, it's. I think that's one of the reasons why I think I'm glad that I still struggle a little bit with the diagnosis. Like, I like them because I've been in the field so long. I can talk about certain things. I know the attributes, and it's like, oh, based on what you're saying, it's this, not that, or at least it's in this ballpark. I don't know for sure, and I'm just giving the ballpark because, you know, when you're actually diagnosing, I got to make sure that this shit fits specifically.
I'll be having that some spread out.
Yeah,
the DSNM.
All in that thing. But no, I can look in like, oh, this is in the realm of a personality disorder. That's what that sounds like to me. Or this sounds like this, or this sounds like that. And I can kind of put it in the ballpark just because I've been in the field for a long period of time. Whereas when I began, I didn't know none of that shit. I think studying for my test actually helped me get better at recognizing that shit as well. But you do progress. You progress over time and kind of figure it out. And I have to try my damnedest to not let that shit turn on when I'm engaging with people in the regular world. Because especially in dating, I have my moments where I just be like, you said this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I don't, I can tell by the look on your face, like you analyzing me right now. And it's like, one, as human beings, we all analyze. Like, we give each other information because we're trying to figure out safety. Mm-hmm. How safe is this situation for whatever? Safety for sex, safety for companionship, safety for friendship, safety to just do some wild shit. Like, whatever it is, you're assessing for how safe is this or not. Do I like what information I'm hearing or not, and why? So I'm not doing anything different than any other human being, but I just have a book that I can put certain behaviors towards certain things based on whatever chapter it's in. And you can't do that. That's the only difference between the two. But the shit that you're saying sounds like this right here. Yeah, that's what that sounds like. Do I feel like engaging with that on a regular basis?
Man.
No, I don't want to engage with that on a regular basis. So you know what? You can stay on the other side of this hand. We're going to keep you at arm's length, and we're going to figure it out. Because I need some time to make sure that I'm assessing this properly. But I think you're over here, and I don't like over here. That's the shadowy place. I don't want to go over there.
It's two things. One, I've been flirting with that more often because I've been on the opposing end. I've been like, okay, even like at the start of grad school, I was like, okay, you're learning more. Do your absolute best to like not almost like abandon whatever little skill set you're building, because it's like, okay, man, that's unfair. Like, that's unfair to this person. They're being vulnerable. We're supposed to be in a vulnerable space. This is not work. Not to mention, you fuck around and have some back and forth from arguments. All of a sudden, you start pulling apart some shit, and it's like, you're diagnosing. I'm like, oh, man, I'm just fucking, I'm like, shit.
I'm trying to make sure I have the right exit approach. So I want to make sure I understand this shit properly so I get the fuck from over here and know why I'm doing it, as opposed to second guessing myself later.
And I think also just, space to have a certain skill set. If I'm dating a lawyer and I start saying some shit that we was doing on a night out, and all of a sudden she start going, that's a little illegal. I'm not finna go, okay, shut the fuck up. Be like, you're such a lawyer. It's like, right. Okay, part of that is your skill set. So I know, like, this is not shitting on anybody's, but I do sometimes think about the I don't know how intricate this is, because, emotions and day-to-day shit are what you do as individuals. Like, what I go in there and help with is what these motherfuckers are supposed to take and interact in their lives. So I'm like, oh, shit. It's kind of hard to, you do well to separate that, but don't separate that as much. Because, I was spot on with this. I was spot on, like, I was spot on, week 3 of dating. And now, you fuck around and 8-9 months in, and you're like, shit. So, I don't have a necessarily answer for that, but I know, like, for those of you, us in this particular field, and just traversing what that looks like to be like, obviously using a skill set that's meant for you, like, and not like, abusing that shit in a relationship and using that shit as some manipulative thing or I know best, because that's not it. But I guess that'd be my 2 for, like, 1, don't overdo it, but 2, don't run from the fact of, I know what I know. And this shit stank a little bit. I ain't saying it's fucking shit, but it got a little twinge to it. Right. And let me go ahead and, maybe I can kind of clean this up a little bit, or don't do that, because you can't do that for somebody else. But you could throw, you throw a little out there, like, it's kind of, can we see what's going on here? Just
be this, but it's a little pungent. I'm gonna need us to address that. But I think for us in the field, when it comes to dating, relationships, whatever the case is, some of us have to have a little bit of a willful ignorance in order to actually enjoy the shit.
Yeah.
Now, granted, some of us are completely off our nut as well. Like, there's therapists that are they're decent at their job, but in their personal life, they're fucking off their rocker. Don't let the accolades fool you. We've come across quite a few. Like, you are in the field and you can justify being smart enough to do these things. But when it comes to you applying that shit to your own life.
Shit, I done dropped the ball on that shit my damn self.
Oh, absolutely. Because we're still human. And helping other people process their shit is definitely easier than processing your own sometimes. Not if you do it on a regular basis. But, like, I think for us, in order to, I don't want to say be happy, but in order to have seemingly happy relationships, we definitely have to be able to go ignorant and just like, the therapist is just in the box when I'm at home. I don't even pull that nigga out because I know I'm gonna see some shit that's gonna make me not want to be here. So I choose to be dumb in this area so I can enjoy this person.
Yeah, I think there's like a choice to be dumb, or it's like a leaning into, like, I feel like I've said this before. I for sure probably have said this on it before, but almost like an over empathizing. It's like, oh, I see, if I have the ability to, like, because half the gig is like, oh, okay, I see where this person is. I'm going to meet them where they're at, give them tools or help them attain tools that can get them from point 1 to point 2, from point 2 to point 3. Even if, you're on level fucking 12, because I'm not relying on my client to, like, what's that shit y'all re-pour into my fucking bowl or whatever the fuck. But if you are in this particular relationship space, you're going to need your bowl poured into. This is where you come to be your most authentic self. And that blend is sometimes a tough walk, because it's like, I see you are at level 4. I actually can see like a map from level 4 to level 12, if I'm just making it an easy couple of levels. But, ooh, that motherfucking journey from 4 to 12, baby, like, then motherfuckers go from 4 to 6, 6 back to 4. And that shit's great in session. But, like, when I'm coming to the place where I would like to, it's just a different fucking space. And I think therapists, clinicians, whatever mental health space you're in, and those that are with those individuals, that's a whole different bag. Cause shit, even if you don't have to be a fucking flat out trained therapist, if you are every company calls, if you're a youth specialist or whatever the fuck, you in the fucking places every day, you are enacting versions of therapeutic interventions and shit. You got a lot of shit to carry.
Yeah.
And you come home and somebody, is not understanding that you've managed the fucking personalities and mental health of fucking 30 people today. And how to fuck that and how to move that and how to get this motherfucker from once was ready to stab or was, ready to AWOL here and, kind of got to make a little money out there on that street. And now, they talking to you about fucking job applications and like what that job and traverse and what that was. You got to go home and somebody going to tell you like, I know how to get I know how to work this goddamn shit. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, bro, I know, I know what I'm talking about. Like, that's not helpful. I promise you what you're doing is not helpful.
At all. It's amazing sometimes. I feel like I'm saying some of us have to have the will for ignorance, but not that that's a good thing because people, what I do all day. You know how good I am at what I do all day.
You know what? I don't think people fully know what I do all day.
You know. You definitely know. Oh, that's Greek mythology for you.
This scene was that. It was a whole.
That's
and their siblings. But there's part of the scene where I was like, yeah, nigga, like, I don't know, man. Like, in my mind, I, like, apply, like, the crazy shit and, like, racial fucking shit on there. I'm like, yeah, man, crack both of them. I got both of your kids in here, nigga.
Yeah.
That's what you're rocking with. Go big. Don't fuck around with it. Go big.
If you like what you like and you got the ability to make it happen just by speaking
I'm in your village, in your house.
Fucking your kids.
Yeah.
At the same, fucking one kid. The other one was fucking me.
Yeah, that was true. It was a bit of a sausage. Or a fucking, I don't know, a sausage sandwich? A sausage? Is that a sausage sandwich? It was like a reverse.
No, because it's two sauces. It's an open face sausage sandwich.
Yeah.
Because it's like the when you split the meat down the middle.
It's like it's like
two meats.
It's like them. Yeah, let's piss niggas off. It's like when you take them two hot links and then you put them. You got a hot link, you cut it, and then you put it just between one piece of bread.
Yeah,
because you don't got two pieces of bread. That's what it was. It was meat, bread, cheese, meat,
cheese, meat, and that's it.
Yeah, you niggas out there double glizzying it.
Absolutely. So look, we're not going to get in that conversation because that can go in a completely different. We're going to stay mental healthy for right now. Cause
I got some bullshit on the way. So yeah, let's go ahead and get mental healthy for a while.
Definitely,
yeah,
that could take in a different direction. But yeah, no, I think people do understand what we do. They know the ins and outs and specifics, not entirely, but to a degree what I do, and how well I am at it. Because part of me does this shit here, but you still fight me when I do the shit here that I'm good at, and that's part of the problem. I believe. So it's like I have to have this willful ignorance because you're gonna fight me on shit that I know for a fact that that I'm telling based on my expertise and that I'm good at what I do. So it makes sense. It makes sense for me to lead in this situation because my expertise makes me a leader in this situation, and you're gonna fight me on that.
See, I go back and forth with that. Like, I think somebody, like, what I do, but also I feel like that's also like my value. Like, I'm useful to you. Let me not even use value because you know that in regards to, I don't know, I guess the lens of that makes more sense. Like, how good I am or however you perceive how good I am at this through the lens of how useful I am to you. Like, when you come in here with an issue or a problem or blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I've had the experience of like, okay, if you're telling me the weight of what it was to talk to this individual or that super motherfucker across the street, or your dad pissed you off today, and like how that weight was. So like, where's the disconnect with the weight that I'm? Because I was carrying this like all day. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the weight of like my main fucking crew, but it's like I care about them,
right?
So I'm carrying that weight. And what that was, and like I didn't learn to be a mechanic, so I don't know. I feel like people understanding Oh, and that goes back into that thing you just said about safety. Because I was listening to, I realized, I don't really care. Again, the dude with the beard, the Trip Font, I like
Fontaine.
That's a cool nigga.
Yeah.
I can't speak for the rest. But I saw a clip of that shit rolled up into the feed again. And it was one of these things he was talking about. And he discussed the importance of safety, but safety is a two-way street. Mm-hmm. And I think that's sometimes something that is lost for dudes, for the niggas, is an understanding of what safety is really supposed to look like for us and what that job looks like on the other side. So adding in safety as a dude, the weight that you might have gave to your fucking grandfather because you thought he was picking up fucking engines all day, which is true. I don't know. I don't have that physical bearing all the time anymore. I used to though. Those people are heavy, and I was carrying people, so I could ride that. I did that for a long time. But the mental shit of what that is, like the trauma that you're handling, the processing of what it looks like to help this person versus, and you hearing some heavy shit on a regular basis to then go in with, I get it that the fucking, I get that they fucking didn't do your order correctly. I got it, but like, who like send it back? Like it's not. I promise you, it's not that deep. I can't tell you how deep this shit is because I don't know HIPAA.
Because that's but also it's gonna lead to a bigger situation for me that I have to navigate because you can't navigate your emotions around small shit.
Yeah,
especially because you won't listen to me when I try to help you navigate your emotions around small shit. It's like, it makes me more mad. Really be more mad at myself. But like, we both understand who I am. And that's how you act. How did you get here?
See, yeah.
How did I let you get here with me? Like I am whatever. I am this as far as mental health and emotional intelligence and all this stuff is concerned. And I chose to date or partner with a motherfucker that's mad because they got my order wrong.
Yeah.
I have to be mad at me. How the fuck did all the shit that I analyze every day and I let this motherfucker trick me?
I think that's a twofer. I think that is a good thing. I don't know, for me personally, sometimes I use it as, all right, man, this is a good chance for self-inventory. My only issue is I do need like solitude sometimes to my self-inventory. Otherwise, a bunch of other behaviors kind of pop up and it blocks me from like really doing the good focus. But I think moments like that are good to catch oneself and then allow me to get a little better at not shitting on nobody, but not overestimating who this individual is. Because I'm becoming really big. It's becoming my thing of like using the words and noticing sometimes like, no, that person doesn't know me. That person knows a version of me. That person knows me in the sense of like my utility in their lives, but like knows me. Cause I feel like sometimes like, that's the whole thing about like, love being a giving space. You have to know me from a selfless space to know me from the sense of how valuable I am. Like, I know that he's smart, that kind of like, it's cool. But like, no, like if you knowing me, how do I say this, is through a lens of how good I am for you, then I don't know that you know me that well. Like mom, I'm always going to use people who I know love me selflessly. My mom knows me for no other reason than to make sure her baby boy is good. She doesn't know me for, I know he comes over here and he picks up this and he does that. Like even my dad's knowledge of me and is like more expansive as we get older because he wants nothing from me than to just like enjoy my presence. So it's some shit that sometimes he says, "That's what the fuck you learn that?" He's like, "I birthed you, fucker." Like I've been like, I'm not. So I'm like, and also that old dog new trick shit because I'm like, if I'm seeing this motherfucker expand and grow in his fucking early 60s, then yeah, I don't have like, yeah, my bar is very fucking high for, what reciprocal and love looks like.
Right. I have the ability to continue to grow and change and adapt, especially at my level. Like, no disrespect to Paz, but it's like, I'm sure you can look and be like, yeah, I'm more emotionally intelligent to him in a number of different ways. So if he's still growing and changing and all this in a number of different ways, I still have the ability to do the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can only imagine what it's like for me at 60 when I've learned not just life lessons, but all the other lessons that come with it as well. Like double the knowledge that I have now.
Well, yeah, that's sometimes what is like, and that's another little one of these like, my little self side quest is, giving myself said flowers without it becoming, don't take that turn to arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
But that also turns into like, what motherfuckers you have in your space because of, that like, I guess, potential for growth. Like if I'm very serious about this whole be your best self, then especially all the shit I talk on this motherfucker about, an amazing partner and it's not just financial, but if I'm looking for this fucking whooshy shashi motherfucker, she walks up and it's like the Phoenix Force bursts into the fucking room, then I should probably like, make sure my head is not up my ass, because that's a motherfucker that you do have to have your fucking shit together to be next to. God, I know it's a motherfucker who fucking hears that and it's like, that's right. I'm not talking about you. One day I would like to. I'll show you, but I'm because some of y'all, I'm not talking about you.
When I see this,
and I'm not talking to you neither, big dog. You and me not
the
same. Because I just feel like I think there's a healthy, to get to a space of like arrogance, you have to have moments of like, this is not a kick yourself in the balls. Like I'm not looking for motherfuckers to be depressed or self-deprecating, but also be the fuck for real. And and there's two situations this week that I would like to kick motherfuckers back in. But I meant to flip these around, but I'm going to go ahead and start in this because we're talking relationship-wise. And per the usual, I be watching. And I only like made one little meme about this. But the way I've seen you fucking grown-ups talk about Cardi B and Offset, I have grown to enjoy when these little snafus happen, because I like watching y'all big grown asses. I don't even know how old these people are. I think they've traversed into their 30s now. But either way, they haven't?
I think.
Hang on, this is one of those times I'll not be lazy and use this internet.
They may. I don't know.
Sound like fucking.
I know they not Meg. Like, well, they might be. Yeah, they might be early 30s now.
So Offset's 32.
Yeah, they're early 30s. Okay.
So okay, and then Cardi B.
I think she's the same age or older, actually.
She's 31. Okay. So granted, everybody in they
finally made it to the 30 club.
Yeah, welcome to the game.
Their brain has fully developed at this point. Finally, just barely, only a year or two.
But again, when I think about them, right, I think about environments they come from. I think about the motherfuckers, the usual rant of them being, famous and or rich at early ages. I know that they both came from, they came from where they came from in different ways. But like, once Offset came home, it was fucking up, nigga. What was that shit? Because I remember heard Joe Budden say that, like, that's been since 2012, if not earlier. Like he's been like him for at least, yeah, we're over a decade of Migos being.
Yeah, because I think I was still in undergrad.
Yeah.
When they was, I was joking playing this weekend with my little brother. Hannah Montana.
Oh yeah. Okay. Perfect. Because Hannah Montana was the thing. All that shit. Cool. I remember even Cardi B, before she got into music, was like big on like fucking the reality TV scene. Mm-hmm. So none of these spaces, to me, per the usual, are spaces for healing and growth, and it's spaces to make money, it's spaces to be famous, it's spaces to, be loud, it's spaces for motherfuckers to have a lot of goddamn yes men, so on and so forth, entertaining as hell. It'd just be so weird for y'all to be big grown ups, and it'd be like this weird like discourse, like y'all identify. I'm not even saying it's terrible to have conversations about these situations. Clearly we're about to have one. But I do like looking at like how people go about it. I was like, are you like super identifying with this? Because like, why? Like I can identify with parts of it on both sides of these people. Obviously, like, you're a human, you have empathy, but it's like some of y'all hitting that motherfucking gas. And the ways in which that y'all connect to some of these situations, it also be telling. I'ma still steal the motherfucking post, but I be understanding now. I'm learning a bit about your life. You make stupid choices. If anybody was under a rock or anything like that, this is the part we're talking about. Offset cheated on Cardi B again. Whichever how many times. They just had a kid, and she was on live, and she was like, Offset sucks. Those were the cliff notes. And then Offset, gets in the fucking live and was like, you was fucking with a baby inside you. And the internet exploded. Somebody posted that, and then she reposted, was like, and did.
I mean, that's not as bad. If you're pregnant with my child and you fucking somebody else, I mean, the nigga can't get you pregnant.
Yeah, there's so many conversations where I feel like, I saw real conversations where niggas talking about like I thought it was the joke, but I saw a couple niggas like really, really like having the conversation around like, dick hitting that baby in the head. Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, you making us look fucking bad.
Yeah,
like, shut the fuck up.
It's nowhere near over there. But I mean, morally and how it helps or hurts emotionally, that is a real conversation. But I don't like the narrative of the stereotype, say for him, portraying or being the image of the stereotypical nigga. You can do all this shit, but you can't dish it out. You can dish it out, but can't take it. I mean, it's like you can be cheating like a motherfucker. It's like Wilt Chamberlain getting mad because one of his hoes decided to fuck somebody else. Like, you, bitch, she's number 99. You knew the bitch was fucking. Why are you upset in the first place? Or even, to me, it must be Atlanta niggas. I don't understand what the fuck y'all doing on there, but y'all making my bloodline look bad down there in Georgia, and I don't like it. But, like Future, and he be getting on his songs in his Atlanta Drake-esque persona, complaining about bitches doing him dirty or not being trustworthy. Like, nigga, how many kids you got? Like,
and there's, I mean, that's
how do y'all get mad or have an attitude about certain shit when you did it as well? I don't understand it. So yes, you cheated on her for the umpteenth time, and she said, "Yeah, I know this nigga's cheating on me for the umpteenth time. I'm gonna go ahead and have some sex with somebody else while I'm pregnant." Side note, either you made a super impulsive decision, which is still a red flag, even though with all the progress that you've made, or that nigga's been there for a while.
Yeah.
She kept him on the bench until they said, if he fuck up again,
well,
I'm going to do this.
Well, here was my thing. One, I believe in like the access that celebrities have. So really, she could have just fucking woke up one day and farted, and the nigga would have fell out in her butthole.
But she still has to be selective about who, because she's not going to choose, Gerald from Jersey just because that nigga fell out the sky. She has the ability to have whoever she wants, so to speak. She can have access to certain people, but it's the choice of having access. Like, who am I choosing to have access to? That's the question.
I just want to shake some of you niggas' tables because, niggas has been fucking losing their minds about this. Like, Cardi B, may or may not have had him just in the wings, but she might have just had somebody, whatever. But your lady was up there liking that shit a lot and had a lot of discourse about it. She was identifying. Like,
she was defending Cardi pretty hard.
Yeah, so I don't know who she might have in the wings. I just think, like, y'all be getting on too many of these sides. I don't feel like nobody ever be like, hey, man, what the fuck fuck you identify? What the fuck is you so big in the chest about this for, sir or ma'am? Because niggas was big in the chest, and I was like, are you, like I can, like, the conversation is cool because it's popular, I guess, but, like, I don't have fucking 9 cheaty bodies under. I just stay a whore. That's made my life very simple.
That makes me think about Glorilla shit.
What she said?
So she was promoting whatever song, and she did a video or whatever, like with her titties out, but she had them covered.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, her like, I bought these motherfuckers. I'm gonna pay for them, but like y'all be overthinking shit. I'm just trying to have hoes.
I think I'm a kind of a Glow fan.
Oh, I'm definitely a fan.
You know,
Because
like
I support her. Because she's gonna be honest. I pay for these titties. Like I'm up. I got access to shit I ain't had access before. I'm just trying to get my roster straight.
like
I'm young and I'm just trying to have fun, and I'm being honest about it.
I want the Rhapsodies to get off, but also like the motherfuckers who ribbity rapping. And then that's another thing. When I hear Glorilla's song, she might give you a bar or two about fuck these niggas, but then she'll sock a bitch, and then we'll have fun. It just ain't a whole bunch of just fucking 40 songs about. I'm a Glorilla fan, man. I want her to keep it up.
But she's actually a mildly decent person outside in the real world as well, which is that's what I tolerate about her, because she doesn't have the persona of being a nut.
And I give her credit that like these motherfuckers, like you're 20-something, making 20-something-year-old music. If you choose to be super introspective, cool. But the turn up music makes you want to turn up. I don't hear her shit, and I also haven't listened to a full album through and through. But I'm gonna listen to this next album, and that's another thing. It don't sound like a bunch of, all right, man, I'm really in it. All right, here we go. 4 fucking minutes of how a nigga got you fucked up. Come on, man. And I don't want to hear no nigga say that shit either. Like, again, but I feel like I got enough Future. Because after a while, man, I got to really pick and choose the shit that's like turn up a bullshit, because I'm not really here to fuck the game up like that. Like, you niggas be having y'all trauma shit spread the fuck out. And the toxic shit is lame, man. Y'all be fucking, like, it was just, you could just be nasty outside when I was coming up. Everybody toxic, and, you know, I've been hurt too bad. Shut up, bro. Shut the fuck up.
The fact that this shit can still, I don't know. I think it was a farm that helped him do that. But
that's valid.
The fact that his shit can be all on the top chart, the whole album. And I listened to like 4 of the tracks. Granted, I've never liked Future ever. I have a bias because I've always thought that nigga was butt cheeks. That's just me.
Butt cheeks is such a funniest.
I listened just for the sake of listening, of like, oh, he put out something new and they said it was all on the charts. Let me listen. And it's exactly what I expect from him, which is straight ass cheeks. And I don't get it. But the fact that he can get on there and cry about the shit that he cries about on a regular basis, and y'all still to this, like, he was putting them mixtapes out when I was in undergrad.
I remember those.
And people was loving them, and I didn't understand why they loved that nigga then.
That was the best Future then. That, and then once, I don't know, man, post Dirty Sprite too, man. It kind of, I had moments, you know, I'm not saying that, but it just.
He's had songs.
Yeah.
I have never in my life put on a Future project of any kind and not had consecutive plays. I've had consecutive skips. I've skipped 3 songs in a row. I've never played 3 songs in a row without skipping of his.
I'll give you that. Because I like Dirty Sprite too, but I don't know that I've always listened to it all the way through. And also, I'm not gonna hold you. That has nostalgic purposes because
because you got memories attached to it.
We was outside bullshit.
Yeah, March Madness and all that. Like, I get it was a time and we are attached to that time emotionally. But if we remove the emotions from the equation, make the beat and feature. To me, he's just a fashionable, more toxic version of Soulja Boy.
That's valid. Oh, I didn't. I said
same amount of influence, relatively same amount of success, if not more. Is talented making beats,
fuck it.
but
I
it's
don't know
not
Future,
talented.
and I don't care to argue about that. Like, I'm cool with that. Actually, like, I thought about that. I don't give a fuck. Like, to be honest,
I had no dog in the fight. I ain't got nothing against him. Nigga don't know me, and I don't know him. But I ain't gonna sit up here and be licking his ass like y'all do, because y'all just swear the nigga makes fantastic music.
Thor fucked a lot on this.
Oh, of course.
I mean, Thor fucked a lot in general.
He's a god, man. God's.
Man, Thor was getting that coochie.
Right. Fucking the world up.
You
talking about toxic dick on cue.
Oh yeah, no. I still say there's no more toxic than fucking Zeus though. That's a whole different pantheon.
Oh yeah.
Actually, take that back. Poseidon is officially, I think, worse than Zeus. I think he sired more kids. Poseidon was a lusty piece of shit, bro. Like, Hades, by far the best god. How he procured his wife, not the best, but still a god. They still have, like, you know, they handle their fucking kingdom pretty well. He really minds his business. Just throwing that out there.
I mean, if you're going to throw that out there, it makes me think of, like, these are the gods that y'all upheld. Like, they all have stories of being pieces of shit.
Yeah, to justify their own bullshit. Y'all gonna stop acting like y'all don't realize that the motherfuckers who gave y'all the fucking depictions of the God infused their own fucking bullshit in there so it could be justified why you were being terrible. I can be a good monstrous rapist because, like, come on, man, Zeus is just fucking everybody.
And
So
leaving
obviously,
kids behind and shit like this, killing them because of whatever.
yeah, who am I if the All Father himself is some weird whatever the fuck? Oh, I got something to come back on that. Just to kind of put a pin in this fucking Offset shit. You niggas are weird for fucking being like, I can't believe she did that, and you cheated and did 50,000 fucking things. Like, and also, not gonna lie, this is one of the most like immature fucking like couples ever. I get it. We like that Cardi's real. We like that she's like authentically herself. But I want y'all to find new terms because this way that y'all use authentically yourself as a way to
justify the bullshit.
Yes, y'all bypass when somebody is not the person that we need to go to for insert whatever thing. You make good music. You make great movies. You're fucking funny. You're entertaining online. Right fucking over there. And that's it. But the way that y'all are like putting up this fucking, like I'm having like extreme one, I don't know what goes on anybody's home. But honestly, if I'm looking at the nigga to be like immature in this area, which I am, and did what the fuck everybody do, I didn't like, first of all, getting, you know, the way y'all look like y'all want to throw the fucking world apart when a nigga steps out or cheats once you like this girl's picture. Bro caught red-handed, fucked repeatedly other people. You called off a divorce. Yeah, I definitely think I'm finna spin the block. This is not even that big a deal. Her finally getting her lick back, and now y'all want to have this discourse. Why do you fucking identify with that shit? Because that shit's dumb. If that was your homegirl, you wouldn't have called her like a fucking goof. Go back. What are you talking about? You got a whole family over there. Y'all just should be open or poly. At this point, it wasn't a problem. Shut up.
I mean, this
shit don't have the discourse that y'all are fucking trying to put on it.
It doesn't. That makes me think of Ryan Davis. He's like, this should not be news.
It's not. Up here, oh my God. Can you believe, what do you think about Cardi B and Offset? You're 36.
I don't think.
Rest in peace, Teddy Ray. You are 30-fucking-6. Shut up.
I have no thought. And they're in their 30s just like me. And I don't pay them no mind.
They're not in their 30s just like me. Y'all got a career, and I respect it. That gives y'all great access and rich, but fuck that. Motherfuckers, these celebrities ain't 36, ain't 35 like me.
No.
You motherfuckers is whatever age y'all is
emotionally.
In the world, and then y'all 17 like somebody else. Fuck all that.
I'll give them 22.
Or maybe I'm not talking about them. They 20 something because Cardi B be having like her moments, but
she's definitely matured over the year. I think, which is weird because getting done wrong multiple times and still taking it back, but you're progressing and growing at the same time, but also regressing at the same time in certain.
See, that's what y'all be saying, like, you know, oh my God, they motherfuckers so real, and I'm not knocking nobody. Like, realness and authenticity is applauded and should be something that you look for. It's something that is used here in this fucking field, but also. Y'all be also saying that shit, and that shit is just like code word for I can be my absolute shittiest self, and I just should be accepted.
Supposed to accept it.
Yeah, I should be accepted for being a fucking abscess upon society. Like, come on, man.
Fucking relationships like Channing and his wife and what he said about her, that's a real relationship. Hell, if we want to go for people that are household names as far as being funny and whatnot, Duval and his relationship with his old lady is a real relationship because I don't show her. Y'all don't know her. We do shit together, but it ain't really none of your business. We have our relationship, and as a celebrity, y'all get to see this version of me. I support her by letting her be a part of my business ventures in silent, but our shit is kept separate from the rest of you motherfuckers. If you around me, you know who she is. If you ain't around me, it ain't none of your motherfucking business.
You said the name for me. Channing won. Me and my wife be sitting around here. I do my little side quest with my homies. I come back home. We got a cool little family. We also do whatever. Every time he talk, they doing some naked shit. Throwing some video games, nigga. That's my goddamn bag.
Oh yeah, they mind being around nudist colonies and naked people. Yeah. They don't mind sharing and swinging and whatnot. They doing their thing, but they keeping it low key and minding their business. You talk about it and be honest about it, but for the most part,
and the way he talk, the way he talk, I'm like, y'all niggas might be some other just specific nasty. Because I always imply the swinging thing, but I ain't never heard that nigga say that. I'm like, oh, y'all niggas just be going, look at them big titties. Look at those big titties. Look at that ass. And she's like, look at those balls. And they just get to fucking. That's cool. Good on y'all.
The vigor is still nice and healthy.
Yeah, my shit. I'm telling y'all right now, I don't have it. Don't take me to no nudist beach and think we just gonna hang out the whole time. We ain't gotta do nothing. But you keep sitting up here looking like that. All right, cool. I don't need a lot of jump start. So, I mean, I'm cool with it. I'm not knocking y'all who do the lingiri, but I don't even like the trend y'all got on the fucking internet because I don't believe how I was the first motherfucker. Walk around this motherfucker with some socks on. Tear this motherfucker boy.
Asunder.
Yeah. Got that motherfucking robe and the little shit and the tie thing not tie. You just hope, man, I'll flip this fucking house over. What is we talking about?
If I trust you.
Yeah.
There's he's saying this, but there's limits to it. Unless if it's just a Buddha ass situation, then that's fine. But if as a partner, you're getting this level of me because I trust you.
Oh man, how much time we got? Because I just feel like between the concept of like safety and trust, boy, like, but also, man, niggas, y'all got to use your words, boy, and like bite that bullet of perceived loneliness. I am very when I write that book, man, I believe that is fucking a big fucking component, man. I think niggas, because I like it. I like all the mental health shit out there for men. But I be seeing some of the same stuff, man. Man up, don't cry. Like, cool. Let's go deeper. Go further. Because there's little intricate ideas. Did y'all ever watch fucking Inception when he spun that shit? Y'all niggas spinning tops is got some bullshit in there. If you say what the fuck you really want, there's 50,000 niggas out there that'll whatever. And you just haven't really ran up on that fucking era of, okay, well, let her go then. Because, nigga, you had to work a little harder to get that.
That makes me think of, I had this conversation with myself earlier today, but I've had that conversation multiple times of like, you talked earlier about, the post people put up and the bullshit that is connected to it and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But it makes you think of the posts I've seen many times, all of them in some variation of, don't let that relationship convince you that you're not asking for a lot because you'll come across the relationship that shows you that you weren't at. And it's like, just because it gave it to you, one, doesn't mean that you need it. And it doesn't mean that it's good for you simply because you have access to it or that it's whatever. But it's like the point that we miss with that, it kind of drives me bananas. It's like,
yeah, I mean, okay, because
I'm getting this out of the relationship. It's like, yeah, but you don't need that, and it's not good for you. So you're shitting on a relationship that drew a boundary with you, as opposed to the one that it's enabling you, and that's the problem.
I'm not. Actually, I thought I had some like fucking different thing, but it's not. I know that I've said this before. Like, those posts are fucking stupid, and they're fucking stupid from the perspective of clearly. Let me give you your out the side door so you can, if you are that mystical, magical individual who has understanding and is saying this from a space of healing and love, then by all means, take a seat. We're not talking to you because obviously you got it. Why would I ever think different? But oftentimes, if I'm looking at both sides of this, because that's also how therapy works, just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
What you were asking for, if you ever took an inventory of where you got these relationship values from, how you view manhood or partnership or what you're supposed to do, you were asking for fucking the world potentially. Like, you were asking for a level of interaction and love and space that you do not provide. The ways in which that you feel like you show up as a partner, as a whatever the fuck, you're not doing a goddamn thing. And the individual that gave it to you, are they really, man enough or woman enough? Or is this person a fucking, some weird people-pleasing motherfucker who's trying not to wrap this fucking shit up alone? Like, y'all motherfucker, like, you know, and I know that's not everybody's shit, but fucking think about it, because then, you know, take yourself to fucking therapy and really figure out where that shit's coming from, because y'all be saying these shits from a bullshit operating system, and it was never good to start with.
Yeah, I'll play devil's advocate and say that it is all of y'all.
Oh, well.
But I only say that because I think a relevant fear, like not everybody has the same phobias and fears, but something about the development of the human being and our mind and how we need other human beings to connect, a rational fear that most of us have is loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
We may be comfortable being alone because of traumas or negative experience or whatever the case is, or we're doing something out of fear of being alone and experiencing additional traumas or whatever the case is. But all of us have some sort of fear of being alone or loneliness. So I think a lot of people within culture, within your religion, within your identity, gender-wise, within your region, within your familial concepts and how you guys pass things down, I think a lot of that comes from the fear of not wanting to be alone. So then you end up justifying the bullshit or pandering or whatever the case is. I think there's a lot of dudes that do the shit because they don't want to be alone. Like they enable the bullshit, they pay for the bullshit, they do all this X, Y, and Z, the stuff that you say, he's doing it for me, and then he doesn't say that I'm asking too much because he doesn't know how to be by himself. He doesn't know how to be alone, just like you're requesting the shit because you don't know how to be alone and really assess that none of the shit that's going on in this exchange of a relationship is good for us. It may feel good, but everything that feels good isn't necessarily good for you. So
yeah, and then like, and again, like for both sides, different versions of like, nobody knows what the fuck safe looks like. Period. Especially like as like black folks, but like, nigga, like what safety and trust looks like from a man's perspective with a partner. Because some of the shit niggas say, like some of the things that we wrap up in like masculinity and manhood is fear-based shit. It's this idea that you do have to be self-sufficient. You have to be able to like, create the life that you want. But also a lot of that shit stems from the idea that you cannot trust anybody to come there and like help you. You don't know what the fuck that looks like. And that's driving a lot of your fucking operating system, my boy. So like, you can make that shit sound as sexy and whatever as you want. It was some stupid shit because now anytime you fucking click or whatever, anything relationship-wise, algorithm get to cooking. When I saw some Andrew Tate shit pop up the other day, I was like, all right, I gotta, I'm doing too much.
he still makes stuff?
I don't know. It's not him. It's those fucking.
Oh, the meme, they used the quotes that he said and tried to justify.
Yeah, and I
position.
liked a couple of things that were like motivational, like just generally, and then like it. Yeah, I hate those.
Like all of them have the same. So.
Yeah, and then it was like, I saw some that really had like some cool therapeutic utility, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can re-put this, so I saved it. Even me saving it, like the algorithm clocking that shit, cause I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. And I think a couple of them I was even trying to make fun of. Either way, he pops up, and he started talking about like, men want to be in love, and I was like, oh fuck, man, was there a point where this nigga was saying some real shit? I watched it. I should have fucking threw my phone to some fucking battery acid, because how he frames it is selling that narrative, and it's like, as much as you get up here and like shit on women for the shit that they say and the narratives they have, which are fucking valid, I don't take that back. But it's niggas who are like, he still framed it in that weird old school shit, that cowboy-esque bullshit that'll get your fucking heart exploded. It's like, yeah, I love love. Men want to be in love. I would want to be in love. He's like, love is great. And because within love, you get the opportunity to teach and guide and take a woman, and she's there to help you clean stuff. And I was like, wait a minute, nigga, what the fuck did you just talk to? Like, you just said that you get to have a good dog to come to your house and like pet you. And I was like, this is that shit that a motherfucker would like, that not even him, like being out here and having clients that are like young. It's like, it's fucking teenagers that listen to this shit, and this is their person that they're looking at for like, oh, this is the person who's teaching me lessons. And the person tells you that like love looks like you pulling up and being a fucking mentor to your partner 24/7. It's like, oh yeah, you finna get a heart attack, my boy. Like your fucking chest finna blow the fuck up because you just never had real support or trust. or safety from a partner. Like it just tells it like, oh, your part. It makes it just seem like, oh yeah, this is another fucking thing I have to take care of, and that's just crazy, bro. Like from whatever space you want to look at it, economically, spiritually, whatever the fuck. And I'm not tired of it, but goddamn, every day, not even just every day, I find one of these pages that shows the statistical whatevers of families in it was something today. That shit was fucking prehistoric times, hunter gatherers, fucking team effort. 1920s team effort, this, that, and third team effort. You can walk away.
We're watching historical representation, although it's like farce in some comparison. Whatever Viking history, they know better than I. I don't know their shit. I just see it as mythology. Mm-hmm. But they have women that fight. They have women that do the same thing that the men do, are tough just like the men. That's actually how they choose their partner. Because they're like, she's a fighter like me. She's a great hunter like me. She's smart, but she also has some savagery in her system like me. She's a strong person to build children with, which is the same thing that they say the women did for the men. He is all of these things, so I want to procreate with him because I'm all of these things also.
Yeah, like, it's one of my, it's an irrational thought. But I think about it a little, quite often, especially if I'm watching something like this. Like in this scene, right? They're riding from these fucking marauders and a literal god of war. I have the thought often that I couldn't do anything in my life with Pillow Princess, Passenger Princess. Because what if the zombie apocalypse? I'm dead fucking serious. I think about this shit so much that
or just fucking say, Dope 45 wins again.
Yeah.
And
what the fuck are you gonna do?
No.
Protect and provide. I'm doing my fucking best, but it's fucking 12 niggas outside with arrows and machetes. I would like you to be able to shoot a motherfucker while I'm outside swinging a goddamn sledgehammer.
Right.
Maybe.
The
I need you to not.
Happens and you locked in a room while I'm fighting for
I don't know. Like, obviously, is that fucking a crazy fucking thought? Sure. But come on, man. Like, the way that y'all be talking about shit doesn't make any fucking sense. Why the fuck? There was a time that me and him talked about coming in here and literally talking about like fucking if Wolverine had forks for hands. We used to do that shit for hours. And now fucking we still sprinkle it in there. But now between actual goddamn career driven thoughts and just saying I love niggas. But it's dumb. I would be okay if these are stupid things sometimes. Word to y'all who have troubling backgrounds, but some of y'all is shut up.
I don't think that thought is as far fetched as you think, because I look at it like life is the zombie apocalypse. We say the narrative. On one hand, y'all say we ain't shit and all this other stuff, but on the other hand, the narrative is black men go through more than the average, and the world is so chaotic and mean to them, and this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. So, in theory, the world is the zombie apocalypse for a black man. How do you help me kill the zombies?
That's a good point. I'll take that. Because I think the same mental shit the black women have on their plate from their experience, that's one thing that is a little pet peevish of mine, is to see those type of quotes or statements or even just conversations said, just if we're, I'm having a casual conversation, it's like, all right, if there's if you can register that the world is like the world is outside for us, how we're viewed, how we're this, how we're that, how do you say this other thing and not register how much that is completely fucking my shit up? How are you really aware or locked into my experience or give a shit about my experience and, loving black men and so on and so forth if you say this shit on the side? Yeah, I think you
do in theory, but and I don't knock it to a degree. You care more about yourself than you care about the experience of the people that you want to connect with.
And a thought that I have, or is always my second or third thought on this train of thoughts on my continuous soapbox, is, and I think that it should be on both sides because how, because at this point everybody seems like when you say I'm looking for something real, to me I'm thinking of the pressure of what that sounds like. I'm like, okay, nigga, because what does real look like? Because to me, real might look like whatever version of relationship you have, but that also comes with the very real possibility of children. And it's like, hey, yo, with how you kind of maneuver and discuss black men or whatever, right? Like, what if we have one? Then what you finna do? With how you talk about black women, big dog, and then you have one, what you finna do?
Yeah.
How you discuss, what you feel like a black woman should do, ma'am, and then you have a daughter. Are you gonna teach her to walk through the world without being able to kind of like be independent herself and blah blah blah?
It makes me so not this past weekend, but the weekend before that. Lazy weekend, didn't really do much of anything.
The best.
Haven't had one of those in a while, but I did absolutely fuck all.
The best.
The whole weekend. But what I did do is I talked to my sister for like 5 hours on the phone, just like having talks about all the shit and any other blah, blah, blah. I think I've shared with it on here before, but my sister, she's made some choices in her life and she has a past.
Mm-hmm.
But because she has a past, she knows some things because of the past that she has. Now she also has boys. So it's like she has to teach the boys the shit that she learned from her past.
Mm-hmm.
But she also is like, I can tell her stuff. And, now she's matured a little bit more over all the choices that she made in her past. But she's like, these hoes is game goofy. Like, to quote her literally, these hoes is game goofy. And I was a hoe, so I know. Like, she's like, they fucking the game. Like, I can listen to her. I can tell her shit that we discuss, and I share it with her. And because, she has a past, and I don't mean like the OnlyFans shit y'all choose to do for money. She has a past. She'll be like, these bitches, blah, 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 blah. And it reminds me of like when, like, a lot of the dudes that I know, they have girls, and the niggas was hoes. So they had to learn how to get their shit together and kind of teach and learn differently, because are you going to teach your child, your daughter, the same shit that you learned? Same thing for her. The same way that I was getting niggas and all this other stuff, I got to put my son up on game and treat them in a certain way to help them understand what to avoid. I don't want them to be the type of dudes that I dealt with or that I, has clients as whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to teach them differently than the mistakes that you made. A lot of y'all aren't doing that. A lot of y'all are making your kids your best friend. So you're just teaching them the same bad habits and mindsets and distortions and unhealthy personas and all that other shit that you still utilize to this day.
Yeah, that requires,
it's like having a baby doll as opposed to an actual child. This is my best friend. Like, I get you being friends with your child, but a lot of y'all like,
nah, y'all got kids like fucking accessories. I hate that shit.
And that's what ends up making them. They're not learning from your mistakes. They're inheriting your mistakes, and they're going to make the same mistakes.
Well, yeah, now this is something that you can, now this is something that has to love you. You can identify with this, like that provider-esque fucking identity. It's just a bunch of, and this is not knocking having children, but the way that some people move about in the parental space, while it does keep me gainfully employed, we could minimize that. We could bring it down. I could move to a different population. Like, you don't have to do that. Like, they're not these, these are whole human beings, whole big giant fucking creatures that you have created.
They're my new coping skill that I birthed myself.
Yeah, they've got consciousness, and it's, I provide for us. Like, yo, that shit is,
my children come first. They are my everything.
Yeah,
well, they're supposed to be. That you made them, but the fact that you're saying this narrative as if that isn't common sense lets me know that you're using them as a scapegoat in some capacity.
Yeah, that shit is so beyond like finances and other shit, and like at all.
Yeah, no. Suck something. We have questions.
Maybe suck something less, man. Like, this is crazy for me because I love a good
sucking.
Yeah, I love me a good bastion of filth, floor, and filth. But shit, man. I don't know, man. Suck responsibly. This one I missed like a couple weeks ago.
Don't be sucky.
All right, let's see if I could find. Oh wait, I forgot the song almost because y'all don't be asking shit.
Okay, it's been a while.
It's question time. Time for y'all to ask us to answer shit. Question time. I lost it.
It's been that long since somebody asked this question.
Well, this was one I for sure forgot because I was Oh, okay. Oof. Of course, she asked this one.
Getting top on the beach from a mermaid joint.
Telomeres are the ends of the chromosomes. Recent studies show there is a direct link to the length of the telomeres and death. A child who died, and an elder died, showing the same length of telomeres. Scientists predict if we can extend the telomeres, then we may have cracked the code for everlasting life. Now, this does not void you from aging, but death by natural causes wouldn't exist. Would you choose everlasting life? Why or why not? I don't want to live forever. So, I'm not like fucking somebody who's like looking for death, and I understand the fears around the great unknown, the great beyond, and blah, blah, but I don't want to live forever. I would, if there was some sprinkle of this to put on to get some extended time with my loved ones, especially given the projection that they can be like in sound body and sound mind. Sure. Like, everybody be fucking Wolverine. Also given the fact that we could have the resources and don't turn this shit into a barren fucking wasteland by living too long. But eternal life, everlasting life, no. Especially not everlasting life where I could be like, I'm not young forever and I'll have no superpowers. Nah, I'll wrap this shit up. Because I think I'm gonna check out before like the big fucking catastrophe. I don't want to be I don't want us to get everlasting life, and then it fucking turns into Warhammer outside. Like that shit is cool to read. I absolutely have no interest in taking part. Oh shit, everlasting life, and then the meteor hit this bitch, and it's a whole new ice age, and I'm fighting fucking mutant dinosaur shits outside, and I got weird outfits on and got bone weapons. I don't want that shit.
Could it be cool to see how the world transitions over multiple lifetimes? Sure. Is it necessary? No. Part of that makes me think of, if you're saying you want to live forever, you don't really love God or the universe like you say you do.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's part of the process. That's part of the cycle of the universe, no matter what religion you believe in. And something has to leave in order for something to come through. So if I don't want to leave, that means I'm keeping things from coming through into this realm, and I'm not transitioning to the next realm myself. That's selfish. That is a selfish, human, flawed emotion / behavior. So then you don't really love the universe or whatever like you say you do. 1. 2, not that you can have everlasting life, but we have the ability to prolong our lives now. It's called living healthily. Eating healthy, not drinking, not smoking, getting rid of stress, getting rid of toxic relationships, having healthy this and healthy that. Like, we have the ability to extend our lives and live to be however old as we age, but still enjoy things and be of sound mind. We just choose not to.
Nobody want that bullshit.
Nobody want that. And our government, our country, the whole system that we dwell within doesn't want us to live to be that age either. So the shit that they give us kills us faster. We had fucking what? Dikembe Mutombo died.
He did.
And then we had somebody else. I saw somebody else that was an actor died at 48. Dikembe was 58.
Who the fuck died at 40-something?
Like, it's a lot of people are dying sooner and sooner. We have the ability to extend our life, but we have to be conscious and intentional about what we choose to put in our bodies, physically, literally, content-wise, the whole 9 yards, and that will extend your life. There's people in other countries living in ways that we would never choose to live, and they dying at like 130-something. It's not far-fetched for us to have the same ability. We just don't choose to live the life to be able to do so.
Yeah.
So you don't need Vladimirs or whatever the fuck that you just called them Like you can extend your life if you just changed your Vladimir's. You can extend your life if you just made different choices in the behaviors that you have.
What was that shit we posted earlier? Oh, it was like that fucking Vladimir's atomic vodka. It's from Chernobyl. That shit's crazy. I don't give a fuck.
I'm about to say, don't they have the vodka that's made from rice grains grown
that
in
shit
Chernobyl?
Is crazy. Y'all niggas stop fucking with them Russians. Somebody doing some shit. That's another thing about living
But that
too
was
long.
fucking similar to what back in like when we were younger, motherfuckers was trying to find absinthe.
They were. That shit does not taste good. I found it.
Yeah,
It was
it glow in the dark or whatever. Like
I regret that decision. It didn't taste good. The drunk wasn't worth it enough. It just it tastes like it was trying to get you through the 1920s and like all the bullshit that came with. Like it definitely tasted like like you're in prohibition or something like that. It tasted fuck that. Next one. When are y'all going to roll out the live potting again? Was it beneficial to the pod's growth? Coincidentally, we had a conversation about that like last week. We're figuring some shit out. Looking at like
platforms and shit.
Yeah, access and what works and what's, good. I would say it was beneficial to the pod's growth. It definitely was like
it helped with engagement a little bit.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part.
When y'all engage.
Yeah, for sure.
The trick is, live or not, you motherfuckers can still engage.
What y'all scared of?
But y'all don't engage. Now, I've shot some of y'all bail in real life because I've said off air a number of different times. With him being in school and navigating all of that, with me navigating my personal struggles and trying to get my license and all of that, we've been keeping consistent. But we ain't really knocked y'all upside the head with like content like we could. We kind of been in here honestly on autopilot a little bit for the last few years, just because pandemic and circumstances and all that other stuff and progressing in our own ways. So we really just come and talk to y'all.
Let me fuck around.
But shit is transitioning and changing, and we can roll this shit out a lot differently. But either way, whether we transitioning, whether we in the studio or we sitting here in my goddamn living room, y'all still have the ability to engage with us the same because we're engaging with you the same. So whether we live or not, the real question from me is, are you supporting and how are you supporting?
I like to thank all you strangers who've been reposting our shit, because that's who's been, and thank y'all.
Right.
A lot of all you strangers who I don't know been reposting and liking shit. And we don't make the rules.
Absolutely.
Always them.
Always them. But we know them. That's different. Like they engage with us.
No, that's what I'm shooting at. Obviously, it's a good couple. It's it's Chardon, it's Lay, y'all know who y'all are.
Yeah,
it's Ray.
The people that's been consistent for the last 3-4 years.
And I would be, and clearly, here's my thing.
Or throughout the last 3-4
Yeah,
years.
my usual rant. I can see y'all. He see y'all. Niggas, and I'm looking at y'all in the story. It don't be 40, 30 motherfuckers. I should be getting a smooth. This is my last time talking about this, because I feel like I've talked about this like 3 or 4 times too many.
You definitely do.
It should be a smooth 30 or 40, but it's cool.
Easy.
What's the next one?
How's the podcast going, bitch? Do you listen?
No. I think yeah. I just think it's shit like said the motherfuckers don't like, and I'm okay with that.
I think live makes it easier for them to engage with us without having to put forth effort. That's why some people may be asking for it.
That's valid. What calming activities have you two done for yourselves this week? I beat my mother.
I mean, calming activities. I don't know. Well, no, I take that back. I'll say, although it may not seem like calming, say this weekend was relatively calming for me. My little brother came up and crashed. He's coming out here to look at ass. He wasn't really coming to kick it with me.
I respect it.
Nah, I don't. I'm coming from Sac to San Bernardino for some not my girlfriend cheeks.
Oh, that's crazy. Never mind. I thought he was coming out here just to get turned.
No, he's coming out here to visit specific people and using my house as a crash pad, which, whatever, he's young. He's my little brother, so
okay.
Not tripping. But one of the days his plans got canceled, so he's like, can I hang out with you for the day? All right, nigga, come on. So in the process of us going around and doing the shit I need to handle, I need to go look at some cars to see which one I want to buy and how it looks and prices and all that other stuff. You know, I rent cars when I need them because I don't always need to go anywhere I drive. So, you know, I was like, you know what, let me rent something fun for myself. And I just got the Mustang with the drop top, and I just rode around with the drop top.
Yeah, go nuts.
Just because the weather's good. Like, and I just, you know, enjoy myself, something fun. So that was fun, just riding around. Weather is warm, sun is out, top stays down. I get to blast the music that I want to blast, and I'm riding around, you know, listening to smooth, soothing shit. You know, your FKJs, your Butcher Browns, you know.
That's that Kenny G, man.
Yeah, this nice shit that's sonically pleasing, but also dope at the same time, you know. And also because he's 24, so like being goofy with him and dancing with him to certain songs and just kind of talking shit and whatnot, like that was healing for me. Being able to, you know, my birthday's next week, so allowing myself to spend money on myself when normally I'm like skittish about spending money and how that affects me and all that other stuff, but it's like I keep coming into the realization of like, oh yeah, I got money now. Like
stepping on my toes, man. Relax.
No, you know, I mean,
Shit.
you will get out of it faster than me. You definitely will get out of it faster than it took me to get out of it. But me, that's calming to my nervous system to not, like I used to have moments, especially during the pandemic and post-pandemic, where I would wake up every morning, I'm checking my stocks and I'm checking my account to make sure I'm not in the red.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So me realizing I haven't had to do that for the last couple of years, especially this last year, especially since getting licensed. Yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. I can spend money and I'm going to get it right back. Man. Like I'm not struggling. My account is far from being in the red anytime soon unless I just lose my fucking mind, which is not going to happen. So I'm cool, and being able to realize I can do things for myself, I can do things for other people. I don't have to stress and worry and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. That's calming to me after 10 years of hustling and struggling and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. It's been a long road. So that's my calming thing of allowing myself to realize that I'm more okay than I tell myself I am.
I ain't there yet because I be checking that. Like you said, since pandemic, which is a pretty good fucking, because I've always been like pretty frugal or had like my general like, oh man, you know, money because life was from the pandemic on. Check this motherfucker like somebody got my shit at gunpoint.
Absolutely.
Because what the fuck?
I'd be mad to fucking Amazon taking out this goddamn $15.
Yeah.
Like trying scratching and survive.
The angst.
Yeah, that fucks up, and I've dealt with it for years. I think since being off scholarship, like post athlete, up until now, let's say what time did I finish? Let's say maybe 2013 up until now, stressing. I had 1 year where I didn't have to really think about money much, maybe 2 years. I take that back because I was working for agencies. So I know I'm getting this amount for the year. I'm going to get this on the 1st and 15th, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. But for the most part, them was the only 2 years since 2012, roughly, that I could relax financially. I'm just now getting to a place where it's like, oh, I can kind of relax. So that's stress on the body for years. And that shit, I know how it affects me. I'm not going to go into it with y'all how it affects me. But I know it has affected my nervous system in a number of different ways. So me doing shit to where I can let my nervous system recognize that it's okay-ish, necessary.
Actually, I'm going to go ahead and skip that conversation because we're going to go back into some other topics. Y'all finna piss me off.
Absolutely.
Because agreed.
Yeah.
And I ain't jumped that hurdle yet.
But the thing is, you have support.
Mm-hmm.
And you will take the support. I didn't allow myself to have or take support. Granted, I didn't have a lot of it, but you won't have to struggle as much as I did, so you'll be fine.
What's another one? Oh, my calming activities, though, I still game. Gaming is good.
Beating of the meats.
Word to meat beaten. And I communicate with those that I feel like give me like safe space to feel calming. Like you said, you was on the phone 5 hours. Like if I'm not talking to you, 9 times out of 10, my sister, my mom, I make it a habit to just go sit with my dad, and I take time now. Sometimes we go over there. I don't even really we don't even shoot the shit, but I have gotten this habit of like trying to like superimpose moments in my brain. I feel like I talked about this before, but like soaking in the moment, being very, very present. And I noticed I've done that a lot, like for bad, like to be like, to kind of like look for, what's the bad thing coming so I can prepare for it. But just taking that and turning it good. Like I like this. We don't have to do shit. I'm soaking in, how this house looks, how this, that, and the third. I've noticed that because like I even go to like our old like family houses. They're trying to like fix it up and stuff like that. And because of that little detail, like it looks completely different because it's like, getting worked on. But I can like put everything back in the house the way it was when I grew up. And that's refreshing to me. So I do a lot of that shit. I'm about to get back on my audiobook thing, and then I'm gonna really get on y'all nerves.
Yeah, I won't say slacked because it just wasn't my focus at the time. I was addressing my nervous system in a different way.
Yeah.
But the audiobooks and podcasts definitely had a point where they were helping me manage my shit as well.
Okay, I'm gonna say this one thing, but because we talked about safety and trust and nervous system. Come on, man, put these words together: safety, trust, nervous system. Black men die early. Like just. And how have you affected that nigga's nervous system? Write it the fuck down. Give me 5 fucking times you even, man. Next question.
A lot of black men, prostate cancer and colon cancer. I've talked about this before. A lot of cancers grow in the body from being stress related and habit related.
That nigga heart blew up.
Heart disease as well, something that black men struggle for. All this shit that is amplified by stress. And those are things that are not new. Our grandfathers, our fathers, and some of us struggling with that shit too. And a lot of that stems from the same mindsets that y'all try to force us into accepting that literally kills us.
Oh, yeah, y'all glorify man shit that's death to niggas. So how many... How many words do you think have been lost in translation due to speech impediments? Like just in conversation or like over, like we lost them to like.
I thought I was gonna think of like over time because we acknowledge shit today as far as like learning disabilities. We have a word for that now. Where back in the day you were just looked at as retarded, whereas before that. You weren't even acknowledged as having a mental issue. You were just, he's slow or that's just how he is or whatever the case is.
I saw something the other day like, not a demon, but it was, did you watch the latest Hellboy? Well, not the latest one, the one before with like, dude turned into a jaguar and the girl who could talk to ghosts.
The movie or the cartoon?
The movie, live action.
I don't think I've watched a Hellboy movie in a minute.
Okay. It's not super important. So in that movie, there's a character, and they go into like I want to say I feel like it's Irish or English lore, but the idea of like fairies and fairies coming in and switching places with babies, and there's some lore behind it where they switch the baby out, the fairy comes, takes its place, and if you didn't catch it, like there's some way the magic works, and you end up living with this fairy. And there was something I saw where that used to be how they looked at kids who were like, now, like you said, we've got language for it. You have Down syndrome, autism, you have some, spectrum. But they would look at them because there is a specific physical traits with Down syndrome. They were like, that's a fairy kid.
Yeah.
And like, just tying that into what you were saying, that they were like, oh yeah, like you were anything but this. And I'm not going to probably listen to your words because you're saying it goddamn fairy magic.
Right. You trying to tell me this boy, he's a goddamn retard. You don't tell me, That's how generations not too far removed from us spoke about the shit. And even before then, it just
they
went
over there in
unacknowledged.
Kentucky.
Well, Louisiana.
Appalachia.
I done came across a few. But goddamn Louisiana, West Virginia, that shit is out there. But
Wow.
I think a lot of shit has been lost in translation just because people fucking. I mean, some languages are. This word comes from Latin and it means this. Well, why the fuck does it mean this now? And how the fuck did we end up saying it the way that we say it?
Yeah.
So I think languages and cultures have been created based off of speech impediments, so to speak.
That's valid. This wolf dude got busy in this too.
He just like, I am the weapon.
He continues, like, he kind of gets his shit off for a while.
He is the stereotypical troubled man. I am here to protect and take care of everybody, but I have lost myself in the process.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just,
for sure.
I'm just here to cure and save motherfuckers.
Yeah, you have to read between the lines when he's like talking, but his story is fucked.
Yeah, he can. I saw earlier, like episode 2, when he said something. I just saw the look in his eyes. I was like, they did a good job of portraying the pain that's in his eyes because he's been through some shit.
Well, that's one thing where like,
and I'm the slave to this witch. Yeah,
that's one thing where I was like, they had like, what's that name? Brian Tyree Henry, that niggas can't let go that he's not Paperboy in real life and he's just a whole fucking actor with a whole individual personality and shit. Like he's a full-fledged art nigga. Because people like see like how he like dresses in real life and it's like, you know, it's real artsy fartsy, a lot of accoutrement, jewels and shit. Anyways, he was discussing like what it was like to play Megatron and like how he got to, you know, usual actor shit. Like I got to tap into my 12-year-old self and even my 20-year-old self and apply that to the character. But he kind of had a statement in there that speaks to like what you can do with animation that you sometimes might not have the ability to do with like live action shit. And I was like, there it is. That's the bar. I should have saved it, played it, but I don't remember like where I found it at. If I find it, I'll play it next time. But yeah,
add it in a post.
That shit. Lastly, if the sky is blue and the sun is yellow, where do you believe the third primary color lies? I don't know. In the cracks of every ass of you that you love. Yeah, if you love that person, the third primary color lies right between the meridian, right between the cheeks.
The third primary color is sphincter.
Yeah, it's brown.
I guess for some.
Yeah, I guess they're pink.
For some, it depends. Is it bleached or not? Is it?
Yeah,
black
you know,
sphincter? Is it white sphincter?
Some is a pink, or whatever.
I see shades of gray, red roses do.
I've seen asses brown.
I've seen rosebuds too, gaping wide, fitting one or two. And I think to myself, what a wonderful hoe. Terrible.
Hey, that's it. Where the fuck is the music at? I don't even. I couldn't end this shit. No, come on, Leon, give us some cool shit.
Bridges,
absolutely. He got an album coming. I
Wonderful.
can't fucking wait.
It's good music. Leon makes good
You know how
music.
fucking, you know how corny you got to be to fucking grab an album. This shit, it's 13 songs. He only released 3. I've already put it in my fucking library.
It's okay.
Give it to me right now.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. That means we so starved for good music that we just fucking.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah. Get pregnant. This is leaving in music. Can't even play this around nobody you don't fuck with for real. Yeah, yo. I don't care. As old as this, I know you niggas ain't. Y'all niggas ain't standing up in it. Me though, I'm gonna go to sleep after that. I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna roll right over afterwards.
Hey, I'm not mad at it.
But when I wake up, let me get a little meal.
A little sandwich.
Yeah, with something to drink. Y'all ain't never had. I'm never gonna get over this, right? Y'all ain't never had no just stay at the house ass. Y'all ain't doing shit. Order some food in. Play this shit all day.
Side note, we really are unk status because this is the type of shit that I rode around with top down playing.
Hell yeah.
And I don't care what. Ain't no young nigga to run around playing whatever fucking rapper with letters in
If
his
she
name.
don't like this, I don't want her. Get out.
Right.
Yeah, fuck this. Because she don't fuck good
You
either.
don't understand, in my mind. Now, I'm not paying attention to how people view me, but I know women can look at somebody riding with the drop top, like the roof is gone, and he just blasting this, just chilling, peaceful in his own world. He ain't worried about nothing. If you don't look at him and be like, that's sexy right there. I like that. You
I
ain't
can't
for
do
me.
nothing for you.
You ain't for me.
Ain't no, man. Appreciate y'all for listening and shit. I don't have no exit. Cause if this ain't, come on, man.
For sure, Unk status, Unk vibes, and I enjoy it. Enjoy y'all week. It's Monday when we recording this. Y'all will probably get it Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be in Houston by then, so I'll see y'all.
Love that shit.
I'll be y'all next week. I'll bring you back a BBL and a Whataburger.
Nah, see out there, man, ain't no excuse. That shit straight from the. Oof.
Some of it's straight from Turkey Leg Hut, and some of it is straight from the doctor.
Well, they can go back to the doctor with that. I'm a natural nigga, man.
You too.
All right, man. Let me cut this off, man, because y'all can keep playing with me. I'm gonna step outside and start dressing like Shadow Henderson. Keep fucking with me.
Oh, God.
Respect yourself.
Respect yourself. Respect yourself.
Your face in the dashboard like
Y'all have a great week. See y'all next time.